wasn't home and didn't know about the weapon. And now we have this madness and sorrow and horrifying situation. Probably the best expert we've ever had on this show, who's so pragmatic, so highly trained, and so fair-minded about guns and gun safety and women using guns and guns in the house and gun safety programs and training, is Lisa Fabus. Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Hi, Marty. I'm good. How are you?
Well, someone like you who lives this, when you hear this rips your heart out, doesn't it, Lisa?
This is gut-wrenching. This hits close to home. I want to express my deepest sympathies to this little boy, Cruz, his family and friends. This, I think, hits a whole community. This little boy goes to school. He has friends. I'm sure he has teachers that love him. There's no words. I mean, this was a preventable, tragic accident, and there's so many people affected by this.
And because she knows this stuff, she also knows that this happens a lot. Almost, I think, 160 deaths in this manner with kids just last year, but hundreds shot in this way. And it's always some kind of random kids playing with a gun, kids finding an unlocked gun. It's some kind of random situation that happens where something isn't secured or ammo's laying around or no one's taking responsibility, right?
Right. This can all be preventable if we take safety measures to make sure that it doesn't happen.
In this case, 8,000 things happen. Stolen gun, 16-year-old, dumps it off, grandma's not home, kids messing around. It's just that nightmare scenario, isn't it, Lisa?
There's so many layers to this. I don't even know where to begin.
Lisa Fabus, who's the firearms
No
instructor.
adults in the home.
She's fantastic.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Mom's got guns. And a big issue is what she just said. What happens is, and she knows this because she's in law enforcement, and so is her husband, kids start jacking around in the house. They'll find anything. Boys, knives, guns, fireworks, matches, because that's how they roll, right?
Right. They're going to find stuff. They're going to play with it. And, we can teach our kids as much as we possibly can about safety, but what are we doing as adults to make sure that it doesn't happen with our children?
Hey, Lisa, you said something. You became very assertive with your kids. I learned to shoot when I was like 5 years old. I was the youngest member of the Mars Rod and Gun Club ever. I was shooting targets when I was 10 or 11. So I knew that game. You took assertive action with your kids. Tell us what you did.
So when my kids were very young, the first thing we did is we taught them about exactly what a firearm is and what the consequences are if you misuse the firearm and what you should do if you come across a firearm. Using a firearm can have a very negative connotation, but in reality, it can also be a very good thing. It could be fun shooting and going to the range. So we started our kids out with educating them and teaching them the safety rules and what to do if you came across a firearm. Once they became comfortable with that, and we taught them about the different parts of the firearm, and we felt that they were going to respect the firearm enough, is then when we took that next step to go to the range with them and show them, okay, if you press the trigger on a firearm, this is what it's going to do. And this is why we want you to know what the safety rules are of a firearm. So we taught them in steps and kind of went at the pace that we felt that they understood what we were teaching them.
And so now your kids are how old?
16, 13, and 11.
And they shoot on a regular basis?
They do. Even have them come with me and help me at the range
Oh,
when I'm
nice.
doing my
Nice.
own trainings.
Nice.
Just getting them comfortable on the range and, doing just little jobs and letting them see other people be safe, it makes them more comfortable.
How about the people who say, oh, Jesus, another gun nut has her kids carrying around guns? How do you respond to that?
First, I'm not a gun nut.
You're not. You're really
I
not.
do love to shoot. I love to instruct. I'm not one of those that is going out and buying a gun every other month. But, I enjoy shooting and I love teaching people how to be safe with firearms. Kids are hunters. You have young children that want to go and hunt and not use firearms for home protection. So there's many reasons to have a firearm in the home. It doesn't mean that we're gun nuts. Let's clarify that.
Right on. Hey, here's what's wild. In this case, you want someone, it's our nature to want someone punished. But what you have now is a young boy who killed his brother accidentally, so he has to live with that. And you have a 16-year-old who brought a gun to the house that was stolen. What the hell do you do? I mean, what is the punishment? And Grandma wasn't around, right?
Right. I believe Grandma was not at home at the time. You have a 16-year-old boy. I don't know all the circumstances, but I do believe that gun was stolen.
Gosh.
And when you have that situation, what's the accountability?
Right on.
Who is responsible?
Right on.
Because without accountability, there's no deterrence. How do you stop these things from continuing to happen?
Hey, what about that PSA I played? People feel uncomfortable at asking if someone has guns in the house and if they're locked. Should they be uncomfortable?
They shouldn't be uncomfortable asking. I understand. We talked about this before, why they are. But I'm glad when people ask me that question.
So they do ask you. They ask you.
Yeah, I've had neighbors ask me when we first moved into the house. They knew that we were in law enforcement, so obviously we would have firearms.
Yeah.
And I actually like when people ask me because then it opens up the conversation of, okay, well, do you have firearms?
Nice.
And then, it develops that communication.
I've been a reporter for 30 years. I've been in 100 homes where I saw guns laying around, unlocked. Ammo in drawers, emptied out. You know what I'm talking about, right, Lisa?
Yeah, and I think as adults, the longer you're a firearms owner, you get comfortable, you get complacent. So it's not just about being a new firearm owner. There's also things with being too comfortable.
Yep.
The more you train, the better habits you create. For instance, you think about you come home and if you're one of those that carry a firearm on you, you get home, you want to change your clothes, you take your firearm off, and the first thing you do is you lay it on the counter or you lay it on your bed and you get distracted. And now all of a sudden you have a firearm laying around. So just creating that habit of getting home, okay, gun needs to go in the safe.
Nice.
Just little things like that we can work on.
Lisa Fabus, you're the best. Mom's got guns. She's amazing. And a hell of a shot and knows what she's doing. Mom's got guns. Thanks, Lisa. Truth to power.
Thanks so much, Marty.
It's important information on a tragic day.